everyone. Welcome to another edition of Sitting on the Porch and Having a Coffee and a Chat. I do have my coffee and I do have corn in my lap because I need to shuck it. And I thought, you know what? I'll record a video while I'm shucking this corn. I wish I could say it came from my garden. I had high hopes. I had such high hopes. So did Bambi, and so did the groundhog, and so this came from the farm down the road. Thanks for visiting. Please like and subscribe to the Classical Owl. You never know what you're going to get. This is video number 2 in my series of Homeschooling 101 Coffee and Chat. How do you do this thing? These are for all of you new ones. Bless your hearts. It's going to be a great ride. I promise. It's going to be okay. So if you didn't see my first video, I talked about the why. Why would you do this? But if you do have a good why, you really feel like this is the direction for your family, everyone's on board, and you're excited and ready to do this, it is going to work. And you're going to be fine, and you're going to be glad you did it. I hope I've got a little bit of wisdom that I could share with you. See that bird? I just put out new bird feeders and they're very excited. Maybe they want my corn. I don't know. Assuming that you're still on this journey, you're still plugging away, that the next step after you know your big why is to do your when. Now, you may think, no, I've got to hurry and buy curriculum and I've got to get stuff ordered. Yes. But first, think about when. When are you going to homeschool? And when are you doing it in 3 parts? There's no use in picking curriculum if you don't have a time frame set in your mind of what you're doing. Now, if you are going to start mid-school year, let's say you're watching this and it is October, it is March, and you just pulled your kids and you've got to do something. Well, yeah, you better go get you something, some curriculum. You know what I would suggest doing? Instead of ordering something now, and again, this is for those who are in the middle of a school year, kind of in a desperate situation, go to Teachers Pay Teachers, and you find things there and you download them. Most things are just a couple of bucks. Of course, bundles are a little bit more. I have a store on Teachers Pay Teachers. If you don't know what that is, it's kind of like Etsy for education. Lots of homeschool material. So start there. You don't have to go and make a quick, rash decision and buy expensive curriculum if time is in a crunch. Don't do it. So go on Teachers Pay Teachers, shop around, and find something. Now, off of that. Let's say you are starting in the fall and you are looking at your options. No, you don't need to buy curriculum right off the bat. You need to have when. When being in 3 parts. When is your school year? Some people school year round and take 2-3 week breaks here and there all through it. I didn't do that. So if you are looking for someone to give you advice on year-round schooling, this isn't the advice for you because I did not do that. Nothing wrong with it, just didn't do it. We started in August and we ended basically by the very 1st of May because son played travel ball and we were at baseball fields, and my daughter has done competitive cheer for a decade, and their big end of year competition at Disney is normally the first week of May, and I don't want to go to Disney first week of May and come back and do school. So I tried to have everything done by then. But what works for your family? So set your calendar. And this is like a business. You need to set it and you need to stick to it. Not that things sometimes don't change. But if you say, we're going to start Labor Day and we're going to be done by Memorial Day, then start Labor Day and be done by Memorial Day. Do it. You start in August and you say, we're going to take the entire month of December off. That's fine. You are the educator. You are in control of your calendar. Just set the calendar. And whatever you decide to do, make sure there are breaks in there. You need to have a fall break. You need to have a spring break. You need to have a winter/Christmas break. Probably Thanksgiving. Are there holidays that maybe your husband has off, like President's Day or Martin Luther King Jr. birthday, that you can all take off and do something fun together? Are there ski trips that you want to plan? So number one, plan your academic calendar. Your start date, your end date, and breaks, holidays that you absolutely know that you want to take, plug them in. Step number one. Step number two, plan your week. Are you going to go to a co-op? What day is that co-op? Are you going to plan extracurricular activities or electives on a certain day? What would you ideally like to see happen? Now, when my children were in elementary school age, we homeschooled basically Monday through Thursday. And then on Friday was elective day. And we went to a place called Day Spring School of the Arts. I'll link below if you're in the St. Louis area. Highly recommend. And on Fridays, it was homeschool electives. They offered Lego robotics and dance and drama and circus and theater, art. We did it all. I highly suggest that you do a co-op. Don't do this alone. Even if it's once a month, get together with other homeschool families and do something fun. It helps you as the mom. It helps the kids. So there's my plug for co-ops. Thirdly, after you plan your master plan of your school year, you see what a average week you would like it to look like. What does your average day look like? Do you start early in the morning? Do you start mid-morning? Do you just do the afternoon? Here's a trick. Homeschooling does not take 9 or 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock every day. If you are doing that, you are overkilling, and just stop. Yes, it takes that in a traditional classroom. It does not take that in homeschooling. So don't try to model your homeschool after a daily schedule in a classroom. Don't do it. Stop it. Stop it. Don't do it. That doesn't mean that we're skimping because we're not doing all-day schooling. We're not skimping. I promise you, you will get more done in less amount of time because you don't have a classroom of 25 kids. Early elementary, if you're working 9 to noon and maybe doing something else in the afternoon like science, that is plenty. High school, now that's a different story. In high school, you have got to read a lot. You have got to write papers. You have to do experiments that take a little bit of time. You have to write lab reports. Now that's a whole different animal. But elementary age, you're not doing 6 and 7 hours a day. Don't do it. Stop it. So think about what your ideal day would be and schedule that in. Like get an actual calendar. Start date, end date. What a week would look like and what a day would look like. So, number 1, find your big why. Number 2, when are you doing this thing? Make a plan. Stick to the plan, even though the plan can be fluid because life happens. But consistency is the key, and it's going to take a lot of stress off of you.